Thank you so much for your time. I mean, this is quite tragic. I mean, already the matriculants have been through so much. The basic department has been through a lot, juggling the curriculum here. Can you imagine even for Umalusi as an organization trying to factor in everything that's been happening with the pandemic? This is the last thing you need. But, I mean, how did these two papers leak?
First of all, I need to indicate that Umalusi is deeply disappointed by the latest leak of Physical Science Paper 2. This is at the time when we're still reeling from the leaking of Maths Paper 2. We had hardly recovered from the leaking of the Maths paper. We are disappointed with this continuing trend of leaks because they don't augur well for any examination system, in particular the examination system of the Department of Basic Education for the National Senior Certificate in 2020. The investigating team established by the Department of Basic Education in collaboration with University of South Africa, South African Qualifications Authority, the process that is going to be overseen by Umalusi. I hope that process will soon get to the bottom of these leaks and that those who are involved will be brought to justice. As for now, we are not sure how the leak has happened. The investigation are still at the preliminary stage. We'll only be able to pronounce fully once we have a full report on how these leakages have happened.
I mean, isn't it as simple as somebody getting the paper and sharing it on WhatsApp or, sending it from their computer? I mean, I don't know what's so complicated about the leak, or is it just the fact that you don't know yet who initiated it?
We don't know yet what the origin of the leak is because it was spread over social media. So if you get it at one end point, you need to trace it back to the originator and check who that originator is, who has contaminated this whole system. So it is only at the point of getting the final report that we'll be able to pronounce fully on our findings and also on the way forward that we want to map for the country.
Right. Mr. Rakometsi, I mean, what consequences do the perpetrators face once that investigation has been found and you can pinpoint who is responsible for this?
The perpetrators face a jail term. They'll be arrested, they'll be tried in a court of law, and then they face a jail term. And the students who get involved in this kind of chicanery are opening themselves up for suspension from our examinations for a period of 2 to 3 years. And that can be a very long time for our young people because they need to get ready with their future, get into higher education institutions, get their careers right. Their lives just come to a standstill because they then get suspended from participating in any of our examinations.
All right. I mean, the education department says there is no need for alarm, but clearly there is, because many of the students who haven't been involved in this might get caught up in one way or another. I mean, I don't know how you distinguish who was a cheat and who wasn't. So I'd like to know how you're going to, ascertain the difference there and what you're going to do to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
I want to affirm that there should be no alarm. Examination time, when it faces any form of crisis, it is a time that calls for cool heads. We have to be cool-headed and be calm and not be alarmist. So that we have to wait for the final report, and once the final report would have been received, we'll be able to pronounce on the way forward. At the moment, we cannot afford to run helter-skelter, preempting what the outcome of the report is going to be, and speculate about what the way forward is going to be. We can only pronounce once the report is on the table and once we've got full findings that clearly map the way forward. Then we'll be able to inform the nation on the way forward.
Right. Mr. Rakometsi, unfortunately, we've run out of time. I have to do this, I'm sorry, but I have to slot in this quick question to you. What happens then to the examination? I mean, have you engaged with the basic department, education department that is, with regards to what then happens with the paper? Will the learners still write the paper? Have they written the paper? Or are there alternatives here that you are looking at?
The paper has been written already. As to what is going to happen in the future, it will depend on the report that we get. What remains important for us is to protect the integrity of these examinations.
All right. Thank you so much. We have to leave it. Dr. Mafu Rakometsi, CEO of Umalusi, joining us there.